Luke Brown.
And I'm Lindsay Mills.
And this is Almost Live, a weekly show designed to help you find out who's who and what's what in Telluride and Mountain Village.
On this week's show, we'll be welcoming a few special guests, including Patrick Sheehan from Blues and Brews, Alex Forsett, who's starting a new film festival in Grand Junction, and we'll welcome local singer and songwriter Andrea Elaine Battles.
And as always, we'll have other community content, including Wine Geek Food Freak with Chef Patrick Legans, Yoga with Barbara, and another episode of Thank Ghost It's Monday.
We'll check out some local promos, including Wagner Custom Skis and Eco Action Partners, and then we'll go to a retro ride flashback of the Neville Brothers performing at the 2006 Blues and Brews.
We'll have another episode of Free Enterprise, where locals enter the studio to talk about their business and walk away with free Telluride TV swag. But for now, let's kick it over to Catherine and Zoe for the Warren Commission.
Thanks, Luke. And here we are with Catherine Warren and this week's Warren Commission. So, Catherine, what is in store this week?
Oh man, we end this amazing summer with a bang with the 26th annual Telluride Blues and Brews Festival. Very excited about it. I just got your Saturday pass, by the way, Zoe.
Yes, I'm going.
It all kicks off on Thursday night with the Sunset Blues concert. That's the final outdoor show in Mountain Village's Sunset Plaza. That's from 5 to 7, a little earlier because we're getting closer to the equinox.
I know. It's getting darker.
It is. Soon. It's really sad. But 5 to 7, they will have two bands playing. Ida Mae opens, a husband and wife duo, and then a band called Southern Avenue is the headliners for the show. Okay. And they record on Stax Records, so really, that's all you need to know.
Awesome.
Super soulful, super fun. Cannot wait for that show. If you find yourself in the town of Telluride on Thursday night, a great duo, another husband and wife duo from Uray called You Knew Me When plays at the Sheridan Bar, and that's at 7:30. And then a great band out of Portland plays at the Liberty called The World's Finest. So,
a lot still in store.
Yes.
Still got a lot going on.
Yeah, so that's at 10 p.m. on Thursday. And then Friday, the festival kicks off. There are all sorts of amazing bands. You can go online to TellurideBlues.com. And also Patrick Sheehan from Blues and Brews and SBG Productions will be on the show later, giving more of an in-depth look at the festival. But I'm personally really excited for John Fogerty. He's the headliner Friday. Mm-hmm. He's going to play all the hits you know you love and you didn't know that you love from Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Awesome.
So super, super fun show. Then Saturdays, of course, the Grand Tasting with Boz Scaggs as the headliner. Mm-hmm. And a couple weeks ago, they had to announce the sad news that Phil Lesh is no longer playing Sunday at the festival, but they replaced him with someone just as good, if not better, if not funkier. It's George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic. That's on Sunday. Tickets are sold out, but there's always this pass shuffle, so you can go online and join their light.com, and if passes are turned back in, they go to folks on a waiting list, or just go stand at the post office with your fingers up and hope for a miracle.
Yeah.
And their website's TellurideBlues.com, if I didn't already say that. And then looking into next week, the Liberty will be having a Grateful Dead dance party on Sunday night.
What?
Sort of to replace the Phil Lesh.
Dude.
Get some Dead,
awesome.
Get our Dead fix, and that's on Sunday, and with DJ Wombat. And then looking into next week, they've got the Telluride Dance Collective has their fall showcase. That's Wednesday and Thursday at the Palm Theater.
Great show, a lot of diverse dances.
Yeah.
You'll get to see me doing some hip hop. So if that doesn't get you out there, but really I encourage everyone to check that out because it's at the Palm. It's a really professional show with some great local dancers.
And the Dance Collective is a new nonprofit. It's they're really just like a case for how amazing our arts and nonprofit scene here is in Telluride and Mountain Village. That if there's a will, there's a way. You can start your own dance troupe, and it's so great.
So true.
So tickets are online at TelluridePalm.com.
Goes to some great local dancers. So,
and that's about it in my book for this week. But you can check out more information in the Telluride Watch, where I write my column. I'm doing a fantastic interview with the Music Makers Foundation, a great nonprofit that helps underprivileged traditional blues musicians that Blues and Brews is partnering with. So
Wow.
check that out. Sorry.
Awesome.
Just a little
Self-plug.
Yep,
Never
there we
bad
go.
thing. Well, thanks so much, Catherine. Really exciting. Still tons of stuff in store for us here. And now we're going to head to our wine geek food freak, Patrick Legans, and he's going to show us a great red pepper dish. And then, of course, followed by yoga at Barbara. So thanks again, Catherine.
Thanks, Ari.
Hi, I'm Patrick Legans, the Wine Geek Food Freak. Today I wanted to show you something with the red bell pepper. Part of the bell pepper family, obviously. Green peppers, yellow peppers, orange peppers, red peppers, all part of the same pepper. Just different stages of ripeness. So I'm gonna bake these in the oven, 375 degrees, until the skin blisters off. All right, now I think our peppers are done. I'm gonna grab these little hot suckers. Yeah! All right, they look perfect. Put them in a bowl. I like putting a little plastic wrap over the top. That's gonna increase the humidity, and when they cool down, it's gonna make it really easy to peel. All right, now we're back. I let the red bell pepper sit for about 20 minutes. Now they're cool enough to handle. I'm gonna take the pepper, I'm gonna peel the skin off. Comes off nice and easy. See how easy that is? I like to have 2 bowls ready because I don't want any seeds. All right, now I've peeled and seeded all the peppers. They're all about thumb width apart. I'm gonna take some garlic. I'm gonna thinly slice that. 1 per pepper, basically. Put those right there. Take a little extra virgin olive oil, like that. Nice healthy pinch of salt, and a little parsley. And then I'm gonna mix these up by hand. And I'm gonna do this for about 3 or 4 minutes. When they first named peppers, it was Christopher Columbus actually. And at the time, back in Europe, black pepper was all the rage and garnered a lot of money. So even though this is part of the Caspian family, in fact, a fruit, they still named it peppers just so it would have a better market value. All right, we're coming to a close here. I'm gonna take my peppers, put them right like that. Great for a little cocktail party. Put some of that garlic right on top. I'm gonna take a little parsley just for decoration. Sprinkle that on there. And there you have it, roasted red peppers. Until next time, remember all you need is good ingredients, some care, and a minute of your time, and you can eat like me, Patrick Legans, the Wine Geek Food Freak.
Hello and welcome to Yoga at Telluride TV. Today we'll be looking at a version of Matsyasana or fish pose. This is sort of an easier version. There are different ones depending on which level of practitioner you are. So very important here, if you have neck issues or tension, you may want to stay away from this one. If not, we can go ahead and you can sit down on your mat and then lay down. We're going to do this with extended legs. So with the help of our elbows, we're going to have them on either side of our chest. Tuck the chin. Legs are super strong, sort of the foundation. And then press your elbows into the mat and come up onto the crown of your head. Keep your drishti, the focal gaze, towards the tip of the nose. Breathe into your heart for 1, 2, 3, keep gazing at the nose tip, 4, and 5. Inhale, raise the head, and then slowly slide down. Exhale. Take a couple of breaths here. Make sure that you don't feel any tension or pain in your neck or upper back. And yeah, that was it. Matsyasana. I hope you enjoy practicing. Namaste.
In a strange land, caught up in this game plan, trying to find my way back to the train station. Looking outside, but it's not a placement, it's a state of mind. Graceland. Heaven is here.
And we're back, and I'm here with Patrick Sheehan. He's the Partnerships Director with SBG Productions. Patrick, thanks for coming in today. I know you're extremely busy. You've got a big festival coming your way, so thanks for taking some time to come in and join us today. Patrick's here to talk a little bit about his work with SBG Productions, as well as some of the events that you guys have here in our valley and beyond, and Blues and Brews Festival, which comes up this weekend. But totally. Before we do that, we have a little tradition here at Almost Live. We like to hear everyone's Telluride story. You know, what brought you to town? What are some of those key moments that kept you in this community, inspired you to call this place home?
Well, you know, it's kind of funny because I came to town because of Blues and Brews. The first time I came to Telluride, I think, was Blues and Brews in 2008 when I went to college over at Fort Lewis, and then came to the festival and fell in love with it, volunteered the next year, and they were like, you know, they take interns. And then I applied to be Steve's intern and got the internship in 2011. And nice. Then moved away for a while, and then when Steve got the contract to do jazz with the Telluride Society for Jazz, he called me and said, hey, you want to come live here full time? About 3 years ago. So yeah, I love it. There's no place else like it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, you know, you're lucky in one of the fact that you kind of came here for work first and just happened to be in Telluride. You know, being able to apply your passion and things that you're really into, you know, just a gift when it happens just to be in this community. So
yeah, I feel extremely lucky that I get to mix my passion of music and craft beer and the outdoors with the work I get to do and live in such a great community. I love it here.
Awesome. Well, tell us a little bit about SBG Productions, you know, what they do. I know you guys have been really expanding some of your productions, both in Telluride and our valley here, but as well as places outside. So maybe talk a little bit about some of the things you guys are doing now.
Yeah, so we do 3 different events. Blues and Brews, of course, which is coming up. We do the Telluride Jazz Festival, produce that, and then we also do the Durango Blues Train over in Durango, where we put 6 bands on the Durango Silverton narrow gauge, and it's a moving party train.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. And your partnerships director position, so tell us a little bit about that. Is that like an enhancement of your internship, that something was built around you, or was that a position that you walked into? And
no,
what does that look like?
It's kind of something Steve created. I learned how to do a lot of stuff when I was the intern, and then each year I'd work for them more and more until I was full-time. I would come down 3 months out of the year, and, you know, we're a small business. We're 5 people year-round, so we all wear a lot of hats. So, you know, I help with marketing. I coordinate all the breweries. I do a lot of that stuff. But Steve saw, I was working with a lot of brands and working in PR and that sort of thing, and he saw a gap in his kind of sponsorship world. Mm-hmm. And I was doing a lot of it on the other end. I was working for a brewery, and I would choose what events we were going to sponsor and stuff like that. So he wanted me to bring that knowledge to the table. So that's kind of where that title came from. So if you've been to the park, you might have noticed a lot more sponsor activations, so sponsors doing cool things. For example, this weekend we have Sierra Nevada and Colorado Yurt Company. They're doing the High Altitude Lounge again. And it's a bar over by the Bear Creek ball field where you can get rare beers that you can't get anywhere else besides the brewery or at Blues and Brews.
Awesome.
Yeah, and it's cool for the brands, the Yurt Company and Sierra Nevada, but it's also cool for the festival and the attendees.
Absolutely. And that must be like a great stage for you to like be able to go out to these potential sponsors and just give them the opportunity to use Blues and Brews, or even just Telluride as a backdrop to get their message out and their product out.
For sure, yeah. You know, it's a lot of that, and a lot of it's mutual. You know, like we partner with Backpacker Magazine, and we get advertising from them, but they lead a group hike on Sunday and have gear demos, and you know, they partner with Leave No Trace when they come down here and teach people, you know, trail etiquette and stuff like that. So it's a lot of mutual things where it brings a lot to the community and the festival, but it also brings a lot to the brand.
Absolutely. Nice. All right, so pop quiz here, because I don't know the answer to this, and hopefully you do, but what does SB&G Production stand for?
It's Steve's initials.
Okay.
Steve Gull's initials.
Okay. Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. And now let's talk about Blues and Brews. So Blues and Brews is this weekend. It's one of the premier festivals in Telluride, one of the larger festivals in Telluride. Let's talk about, you know, what makes Blues and Brews, in your opinion, you know, kind of a unique festival and stand out amongst all the other festivals in Telluride.
Oh man, it's just so dynamic. That's really the big thing. I've watched Blues and Brews go from one stage and the grand tasting to a lot of stages and just a lot of different events. For example, we added the blues stage that's
Right.
indoors and it has seating, and we put a lot more core blues bands in there. We've partnered with the Music Maker Relief Foundation to bring traditional Southern artists up, gospel and blues artists.
Awesome.
We do the 5K on Saturday morning, a race through town, and that raises money for a Telluride Adaptive Sports Program. We have the late night shows. It's just, the list goes on and on. There's so much to do. And then the beer tasting, and then Sierra Nevada doing rare beers and all the stuff. It's just like, it seems like it's very dynamic. There's tons to do in the park if
Absolutely.
you dig in.
Yeah, and I do feel like, having been someone who's been at Blues and Brews for, almost 20 years now, it's cool to see how it has expanded, but I do feel that you guys have done a great job of like keeping the integrity of the experience pretty intact. So there is like the 5K, and then there's the stage over by the waterfall, but at the end of the day, like the heart and soul of that festival still remains right there on that main stage, Town Park stage. So.
Yeah, totally. It's just stuff that complements what we've already been doing and stuff we want to see happen. Steve's really good about coming to us and being like, what should we do next, or what ideas do you guys have, and really making it dynamic, but not like losing the festival's soul.
Absolutely. Tickets still available?
Not so. Single days are sold out. 3 days are sold out. You can still get late night juke joint passes, but that's about it at this point.
That's a good problem to have.
Yeah, totally.
Testament to the experience. Well, Patrick, thanks so much for coming in. I know
Yeah.
you're extremely busy. You got to run and get back there, get this production off the ground, but we thank you for coming in.
Yeah,
and have a
thanks for
great
having me.
festival.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
totally. Thanks.
We're going to go to Eco Action Partners promo now, a Thank Ghost It's Monday segment, and then to Lindsay for an interview with Alex Forsett about a new film festival in Grand Junction.
Hi, I'm Heather Knox. I'm the Executive Director of Eco Action Partners. Eco Action Partners focuses primarily on energy and waste reduction. We work with San Miguel Power Association to promote their rebates and other programs to incentivize local businesses and residents to make energy efficiency improvements on their homes and businesses.
I'm Jake Neese, and I'm the coordinator for the SMPA Income Qualified Weatherization Program. This program provides funding for efficiency improvements for low and middle income residents in our region. What this means is we do an assessment to find the energy leaks in your house and fix them, all at no charge to you. It's funded by San Miguel Power Association, Black Hills Gas, and Energy Outreach Colorado, and covers the SMPA service area. Some of the measures covered include changing all your bulbs to LEDs, a new Energy Star refrigerator, furnace and boiler service or replacement, attic, wall, and crawl space insulation, among others. Visit the Eco Action Partners website and look up the IQ Weatherization Program for more information and to apply.
Whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. To me, that means that trust is the exact opposite of anxiety and fear.
This means something to me because the one thing I can always say that I do know for sure is that I don't know anything.
So many things are happening under the surface. Just because we can't see them or understand them doesn't mean that life isn't unfolding the way it should. And if we have faith and trust that there is something out there greater than us, that it makes our lives much easier.
Faith. Faith is where it's at, and sometimes it's very easy to get lost in a train of thought that muddies the mind, and it may not be clear, but take the moment to sit, let the mud settle, and it becomes clear that it's unfolding just as it should.
And invariably, when you're having the kind of day where something didn't go as you expect, something later happens that day that shows you everything was happening exactly as it should.
We hope you enjoyed another brand new Thank Ghost It's Monday. Head down to Ghost Town Grocers anytime for great coffee and local produce. But right now, I have Alex Forsett in the studio talking to us about the new Grand Junction Film Festival in its third year, so not so new.
Yes,
But
developing film festival.
Yes, absolutely.
So still growing.
So our favorite thing to do on Telluride TV when we have new people in the studio is ask them about themselves and to find out how you got to the Western Slope. So you're based in Grand Junction.
Thank you so much for having me. Yes, I'm in Grand Junction. I'm actually third generation Colorado. I was born in Manitou Springs, right by Colorado Springs.
Yep.
And looked at a couple different places for school, but CMU and Colorado Mesa University in Grand Junction is where I landed, and it was such a blessing. I feel just super blessed to be able to go there and have all these different experiences at the university, from like alpine ski team. So that was one of my first times on Telluride, was actually racing for the school.
Amazing.
And getting involved with lots of other things, so student government and other things. So yeah, actually when through my, I guess, work at student government, I sort of had a relationship with some of the leadership, and lo and behold got a job with Rocky Mountain PBS in Grand Junction right out of college, which was amazing. So super awesome to be able to stay in Grand Junction in the Western Slope. And in fact, PBS moved me back to Denver, and 2 months later I was asked if I wanted to come back, and I said yes. So super happy.
Quick turnaround.
Super quick turnaround in Denver. So super happy to be back, and loving, I'm the regional director for Rocky Mountain PBS, so I serve all of Western Colorado and just helping, create content and strengthen the civic fabric of Colorado through public media. So
fantastic. Yeah, what a line.
Yeah.
How about that? So, the Western Slope is rich, especially, in Telluride and beyond, in art and film especially. So in starting the Grand Junction Film Festival 3 years ago, what brought this idea to you?
Yeah, so I'll be honest in that I didn't come up with the idea. We look at, like, say, Telluride Film Festival's amazing and so world-renowned, but in Grand Junction we didn't have that sort of local community of filmmakers or an environment for them to come together. We have lots of local filmmakers, but we really just wanted, how can we bring them together in a way? And so the first year, 3 years ago, was actually based in a co-working space. They had a couple TVs, and all these people showed up, and filmmakers, and there was, multiple, TVs and, rooms of content playing, and it was just really sort of easy. It only took us a few weeks to plan, and the community came together, and it was like, wow, we should do this, we should do this every year, and we should do it at the Avalon. That was some of the feedback. So we're really blessed in Grand Junction to have the Avalon Theater, which is, a 1,400 seat theater with an amazing sound system and screen. And so through, actually a really generous gift from the Colorado Office of Film, Television and Media, the Colorado Film Commission, they obviously wanted to see us succeed in bringing that filmmaking community together, and so we were able to rent the Avalon, and all these filmmakers came in the first or the second year, and we're just thrilled to be able to connect with one another, but then get their films on the big screen. And we actually did it the same weekend as Wine Fest, so the shuttle from all the vineyards was dropping all these tourists off right outside the Avalon Theater the night of our film festival, and they were like, come on, honey, come in, let's go watch this film festival. So we had just really, good feedback, good participation, and it was just an awesome night to bring the community together. So now in its third year, still, highly supported by the Colorado Office of Film, Television, and Media. This year we've also got support from Alpine Bank and Rocky Mountain PBS and the Avalon Theater Foundation. And so they're all, kind of pulling together, and it is now actually part of Downtown Grand Junction's Art Fest weekend. So October 4th through the 6th will be Downtown Grand Junction's Art Fest weekend. First Friday is the First Friday Art Walk, and so all the businesses and coffee shops and galleries will have their doors open and new displays for the public to enjoy. Saturday is Main Street will be closed, and they will have the Artist Expo, and so lots of different organizations and vendors and booths and sidewalk chalk and dance performances and live music. And actually during that day, the Grand Junction Film Festival will have a live special effects makeup demonstration. So right there on the Main Street, you'll see,
that's so cool.
Yeah, someone become a monster right in real life. So, and then Sunday, October 6th is the Grand Junction Film Festival. And if you'd like to attend or learn more, you can go to grandjunctionfilmfestival.com.
Fantastic.
And it's also on the Downtown Grand Junction's website, but you can just get your tickets through Ticketmaster or right there at the box office at the Avalon Theater.
Great. So tell us a little bit about the filmmakers that are involved. When we were chatting a minute ago, you mentioned that there are students, even the the library is submitting a piece as well.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about the contributors.
And again, it's really meant to bring the entire local filmmaking community together. So, if there's other, we've had people from the Front Range submit their stuff, and we are including some of that, but the idea is that we're really convening and bringing together the Western Slope filmmaking community. So it's all the above. It is students, amateurs, pros, documentaries, shorts, animations. We have a really wonderful recent CMU graduate from the Animation, Filmmaking, and Motion Design program that's got this amazing little short animation. There's another recent graduate from the mass communication side of the university, and he's got a wonderful, more documentary style focused film. Like I said, the library in 970 West, their studio at Mesa County Libraries, they've submitted a Veterans Remember piece. So that's about a 15-minute documentary, someone from the Vietnam War actually. So it's a really broad sort of range of fiction, nonfiction, animation, documentaries, and again, the idea that we're just celebrating all of those people right next to one another, pros, the students, the amateurs, and they're one after the other right on the big screen, and really, just again, celebrating those people and trying to bring them together and celebrate the content that we have in Western Colorado.
Absolutely. Well, what a special event, and tons of variety for plenty of people to check out.
Yeah.
Be sure to head up to Grand Junction for Art Fest and the new film festival in its third year. That's coming up in 3 weeks.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us, Alex.
Thanks for having us.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
And we'll see you in a couple weeks.
And we will.
Without community collaboration, Telluride wouldn't be the place that it is. Telluride TV is a local public access channel that depends on public support, and we want to give a shout out to a few of our most generous supporters: the Town of Mountain Village, the Town of Telluride Through Case, and the Telluride Ski and Golf Company. But now, over to a retro ride flashback of a 2006 performance by the Neville Brothers at Blues and Brews, and then Free Enterprise with Zoe and Margaret Rinkovic.
Mississippi River
and here we are at our free enterprise segment where we have local businesses enter, tell us a little bit about themselves and their offering, and we give them a prize, some Telluride TV swag. So on today's show, I have Margaret Rankovich, who has a wonderful gallery, Rankovich Gallery, the one and only gallery we have here at the town of Mountain Village, so we're very, very lucky to have her. So, Margaret, tell us your story. How did you come up to the Mountain Village, your art background? I just want to hear it all.
Well, I think I've always been an artist my whole life, but I started painting about 20 years ago.
Oh, wow.
I was in art history for a long time. I was doing a lot of volunteer work at museums in California, and then publications and things like that.
Wow.
And then came to Telluride about 20 years ago, about the same time, and was showing in the town of Telluride at different venues, and then a space became available in Mountain Village.
Yes.
And I decided to take the bull by the horns.
That's so great.
Yes. And open my own gallery.
Yes, and your gallery is beautiful. And you have a quick little saying, because it's all your art.
Right.
It's not your typical gallery where you showcase other artists. I mean, when you walk in, it's all your pieces, which are absolutely stunning. And I love that we just recently did a merchant spotlight tour, and we got to hear a little bit from Margaret, so I have a good background. But I love that you have different inspirations, and like any true artist, you go through different styles.
Absolutely.
So what are you focusing on now? What's your style now?
Well, I'm an abstract expressionist, and I have been looking back at the history of abstract expressionism in the U.S. And how important it was in the 40s after the war. And I've kind of honed in on different artists that I really wanted to drill down on, specifically Willem de Kooning, Joan Mitchell, just to name a few. And I just wanted to get at exactly what I love about abstract painting and where they were going with it.
Yes.
So the series that I have up right now kind of explores that.
That's beautiful.
Yes, and I'm exceedingly proud of it.
Yes, I am too. If you haven't seen your gallery, go to the gallery because it's a beautiful space, but your art is absolutely fantastic.
Thank you.
And I know you're exploring jewelry now as well.
Yes.
And you
yes.
have a few other offerings that you're...
I do. I, along with being an abstract painter, I've been a collector of traditional tribal African art. And those two really go hand in hand with one another. The African art was the inspiration for a number of very early modernists, and I love being part of that continuum,
Yes.
those two things. And I think my favorite thing about tribal art is that you do not know who the artists were.
Right.
So there isn't a Picasso signature on them.
Right.
So you have to just take them as they are and understand the integrity within them. And I find that it's, for me, it's what's possible in art.
That's beautiful.
And it inspires me every day.
That's really
yes.
great.
And when I opened the gallery, I was trying to help people kind of understand those two concepts and to exhibit that.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right. So to finish off, what do you see the gallery going into the future? What other offerings, or what are your hopes?
You know, since I am both the creative director and the management, I certainly have the flexibility to do whatever.
That's so true.
And I'm so excited about what that could be.
Yes.
If for some reason I'd like to take a break from painting, I'd be happy to have other artists in there,
Sure.
Other sculptors. So I don't know, but I'm so excited about what that will be.
Possibilities are endless.
Absolutely.
I love
Absolutely.
it. Oh, well, thank you so much.
My
of
pleasure.
course, we promise that you get a prize.
All right.
So there's your Telluride TV coffee mug.
Right on.
Yeah. And really, truly, everyone highly encourage you to go see Margaret Rankovich's gallery here in the Mountain Village. Thank you again, Margaret.
Thanks, Zoe.
We help people ski their best by making sure they're on their perfect fit equipment. So every single ski is is optimized for the individual, and the benefit is performance. If you're on a ski that fits you properly, it improves your balance, comfort, control. You ski with better power and efficiency. It really just makes skiing easier and more fun. So in early 2017, we opened up a new factory just steps away from the chairlifts in the mountain village. You can walk by and actually see us building the skis from the outside. So the first step of our process is to go through our fitting system. It starts at wagnerskis.com. Then you have an interview with the ski designer. Once you work with a ski designer, we figure out what is your perfect geometry, you choose the graphics. At that point, your skis will go into our production process. The first things that we do are we mill the wood cores of the skis and the sidewall sticks. Then we'll cut the base material and pull whatever kind of structural layers are in the ski. Then we'll bend the steel edges. We take all of the different components of the ski, wet them out with an epoxy resin system, and then we put them into a heated press. They'll cook into our press for about 30 minutes, and we pull them out. At that point, we'll have a block, and then it turns into how do we extract a beautiful pair of skis out of this block? So we cut the skis out with a bandsaw by hand. We'll grind the base, bevel the base and sidewall edges, then we wax the skis, check the tune, make sure everything's set up properly, put bindings on them, and then we ship them out, or people can come in and pick them up in person. We think it's a smarter way to buy skis because you work with an expert ski designer, we'll figure out what your perfect equipment is, we build that product, and then fully guarantee it. At Wagner Custom Skis, we strive to make your mountain dreams through perfect fitting equipment.
Thanks to our friend Pete Wagner and the crew over at Wagner Skis. Never too early to be thinking about ski season. Well, Almost Live is
almost over, but never fear. If you missed any part of the episode, you can catch us morning, noon, and night on channel 1304 in Telluride or channel 12 in Mountain Village.
You can catch all of Telluride TV's daily programming, as well as archived content at TellurideTV.org.
That includes tons of tab fashion shows, Coda lip syncs, festival interviews, music, theater productions, and plenty more. You can also find us on Facebook or Instagram anytime at Telluride TV. Stick around. After the show, we have a musical performance by Andrea Elaine Battles, a local singer and songwriter. Bye for now.
Ciao.
Hello, pleasure to be here in Telluride TV studios. I'm going to play you folks a song here, but before I do, I wanted to give everybody a quick announcement that I will be performing over at Steenie's Burger Bar this Friday, September the 13th. Also Friday the 13th is Blues and Brews weekend at 9 p.m. So if you're in the area, come and check it out. Little Red Productions Band. This song is Telluride Love Story, also known as the Cheap Pickup Line song, and it will be on my album. hot dog. They're delicious. Such a fool. Such a fool I am for you. Such a fool. Such a fool, such a fool I am for you. I already told you I don't know how to act. Nice hair. You got a map? 'Cause I'm getting lost in your eyes. How much does a polar bear weigh? Enough to break the ice. I could go all day with this. Insert cheap pickup line. Telluride is the love of my life. Such a fool. Such a fool I am for you. Such a fool. Such a fool, such a fool I am for you. Such a fool. Such a fool I am for you. Such a fool. Such a fool, such a fool I am for you. Thank you.